Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's going to be another really fun video where I, as a French student, reacts to French memes. So yeah, I got a lot of French memes sent to me and I have no idea what they are. So I'm going to react to them. And yeah, it's going to be a really fun video. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on all notifications. Okay, let's go to the first meme, which says, when you're in a foreign country, you say thank you in French when the waiter gives you your meal. You know, I'm something of a French man myself. I find this so true because like whenever I'm like talking to someone, even if they're not French, I will always just be like, oh merci. Like I just have to like put on my French persona and be like, yes, je vous jure en baguette, like oui merci, like pretend I'm French or something. I find this really funny. Let's go to the next one, which says, in French there are exceptions. These exceptions have other exceptions. Also, these exceptions have other exceptions. So there are exceptions in exceptions. Huh? So, what the? Okay, I think what they're trying to say is that when writing in French, there's exceptions, like rules, certain rules you have to follow. Like there are irregular verbs, so like when you write, sometimes like you have to write it a certain way. And then there's like passé composé, imparfait, like all that. And so I feel like that's what they're trying to say, that it's really confusing in French, especially when you're trying to write rather than speak, to understand what you're writing, because it's just like, why does this not follow this, but that thing also doesn't follow that other thing, and it just leads to a whole chain of confusion, you know? Next one is when someone asks me if I speak French. Oui, well oui, mais no. Oh wait, I'm reading that in French, sorry. Well oui, but actually no. So like, yeah, I feel like a lot of people, when they're asked if they speak French, they'll be just like, un petit, un petit, yeah. They're just like, not really, you know? So I feel like I get this meme a lot because I don't fully speak French. I've only been learning it for like a year and a couple months now. So I understand most of the stuff I hear, but speaking it, so like, oui and no is like the only word, so yeah. Okay, so the next one is ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va. Is legit a full discussion in French. I totally understand this, and I found this out 2 days ago because I asked my friend ça va, and she replied with ça va, and she said ça va to me as well, and I said ça va back. And I was just like, wait, we can like keep saying ça va and we can like have a whole conversation going, because ça va can mean like how you doing. Ça va could also mean like, oh, I'm good, how are you doing? And you go, like, yeah, I'm good, how are we doing? You know, like ça va, it's just like, it's just a greeting, and it's also a way to reply to other people. So yes, ça va is legit a full conversation en français. Okay, next is how different languages say 97. English people, 90 plus 7. German people, 7 plus 90. French people, 4 times 20 plus 10 plus 7. This is actually so true. It's because in French we count in sets of 20s, and then also the numbers between 11 and 20 are like 10 plus the number, except for like I think 11, 12, 13. But yeah, those numbers 14 above, you count them as 10 plus set, like the number. So it would be like, for example, 19 would be 19. That's why 97 over here is the set of 20, which is 4, and then you add 10 and then you add 7 to make 97. Kind of complicated, I know. Okay, let's move on to the next meme, which says pronouncing every letter in a word, the French. This is so true because I remember how hard it was for me to learn that like lots of letters in a word don't get pronounced. Because in English, the only thing I see that doesn't really get pronounced is like H. H doesn't really get pronounced, and then there's some letters that make up a different sound than they actually look like. But in the French language, especially when conjugating a verb, a lot of stuff doesn't get said. A lot of letters don't get said. It's actually mind-blowing. But yeah, this is totally true. French people choose just like, they always want the words to sound better, not actually make sense. I mean, it does make sense, you just have to know it. But it's always more about sounding better rather than whether or not new French speakers will be able to understand this. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This was definitely really fun to make. Comment down below if you found any of this remotely interesting, and again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!